One last thing. If you have any drugs or any alcohol, give me some.
The entire world expected Ozzy Osbourne to cheat death. He always had. From biting the head off a bat to surviving decades of addiction, he felt immortal, almost cartoonishly indestructible. Yet on the morning of July 22, 2025, the noise finally stopped. And for the first time in 43 years, Sharon Rachel Osbourne faced a world where the love of her life was silent. She didn't scream for cameras, she didn't post a black square tribute. She simply whispered, "My heart is broken," to the only people who mattered, her children, and let the family statement do the rest. But the statement was merely the first tremor. Within hours, news vans clogged their quiet lane in Buckinghamshire, vans lit candles outside Birmingham Town Hall, and Twitter became a digital wake. Through it all, Sharon stayed behind closed doors, wrapped in memories the public could only guess at. Today, we retrace those memories and the moments the headlines missed.
Hi, darling.
Someone has been in my room and taken my beers away from my room.
I don't think so, darling. Who would do that? Who could possibly do that? Who's the beer thief? You. You're the beer thief.
Section 1, July 22, the silent hour. At 5:17 a.m. London time, the air ambulance carrying John Michael Ozzy Osbourne circled once above Harefield Hospital before touching down. Paramedics attempted one last intervention, but the rocker's heart had thrown its final riff. The official certificate would cite out-of-hospital cardiac arrest triggered by an acute myocardial infarction compounded by years of coronary artery disease and Parkinson's-related complications. Inside a private waiting room, Sharon gripped a well-worn rosary gifted by her late father, Don Arden, and waited. When the doctor emerged, she stood as if preparing for battle, only to have the verdict knock every breath from her lungs. Moments later, surrounded by Amy, Kelly, Jack, and a wall of security, she walked out with red-rimmed eyes and an unreadable half-smile, the same expression she once wore backstage when Ozzy forgot an entire verse, yet still brought the crowd to its knees. Section 2. A Love Tempered in Chaos. Sharon met Ozzy in 1979, the year he was fired from Black Sabbath for drinking industrial-strength amounts of alcohol. She didn't see a washed-up frontman. She saw raw talent buried beneath self-destruction, and she staked her entire future on digging him out. Over the next 4 decades, she became wife, manager, and occasionally bouncer. The legendary Iron Maiden sabotage of 2005 still makes tour managers shiver. Unhappy with what she deemed disrespect toward Ozzy, Sharon literally pulled the plug on Maiden's sound, not once, but twice in front of thousands. Even critics who labeled her ruthless admitted she would bulldoze any threat to her husband's well-being. Section 3. He needed love more than fame. Parkinson's isn't a headline, it's a slow rewrite of daily life. When Ozzy disclosed the diagnosis in 2020, Sharon became chief nurse, medication scheduler, and emotional lightning rod. She organized round-the-clock physiotherapy, flew specialists in from Sweden, and canceled entire arena legs when his tremors spiked, despite knowing each cancellation cost millions. Fans may remember the onstage throne he used during his last show on July 5, 2025, but few know Sharon spent 2 months convincing him that sitting wouldn't diminish his legacy. Online tributes captured her devotion better than any press release. Cecility 5753 wrote, "Without Sharon, Ozzy would never have made it past 40. Jackie T added, "To be loved the way they loved each other, wow." Reading those words later, Sharon reportedly smiled through tears and said, "They saw us." Section 4. The last whisper nobody heard. Rumor factories moved at breakneck speed the moment news broke. Anonymous sources claimed Ozzy's final words were a poetic epiphany, while clickbait thumbnails screamed, "Sharon reveals everything." The truth? She has revealed nothing. A close friend told reporters Sharon won't cheapen those final minutes by offering them to strangers. That hasn't stopped speculation and backlash. Pauline Allen slammed one viral video as shameful clickbait, while IBJ Mac 187 called an entire channel garbage for exploiting Ozzy's death with lies. The clash highlights a dilemma unique to the 21st century mourning. How do you grieve a legend without surrendering privacy? Sharon's solution so far has been total silence. No interviews, no socials, just grief behind tall hedges. Section 5. Grief in the spotlight. 6 days after Ozzy's death, paparazzi captured Sharon leaving her estate wearing a black trouser suit and purple silk scarf, Ozzy's favorite color. Though visibly drained, she paused to thank a cluster of fans who had flown from Argentina to drop flowers at the gate. Later that afternoon, insiders told People that her children had set up a 24-hour rotation to ensure she never wakes up alone. Kelly brings humor, Jack handles logistics, Amy handles quiet conversation late into the night. Neighbors say music still drifts from the open windows at sunset, old Sabbath demos, rare live recordings, Sharon letting the house breathe Ozzy's memory. Section 6. What comes next? Grief, even for celebrities, eventually meets the mundane. In 2 weeks, Sharon is scheduled to return, briefly, to her chair on The Talk UK. Producers offered to cancel, but she insisted on appearing for a single segment, a filmed reflection titled The Man, Not the Myth. She'll address viewers directly, reminding them that Ozzy collected porcelain figurines, cried at Old Lassie reruns, and worried every Christmas that the turkey was under-seasoned. After that, she'll disappear again, at least from daily television. Insiders predict she'll spend autumn designing the tribute show and cataloging Ozzy's handwritten lyrics for a posthumous memoir, all while championing the simple request she made in her only public statement so far: celebrate him by turning the volume up, not by turning our privacy down. Conclusion. Ozzy once joked he wanted Crazy Train played at his funeral because the ride never ends. Sharon is now the conductor of that train. The track ahead is steep, blind corners everywhere, but she's driven it before, through addiction, disease, bankruptcies, and breath-stealing love. This time, though, the passenger seat is empty, and the music she hears in her head is a duet she'll have to sing alone. Yet for every fan who ever called them Mum and Dad, that duet will remain the loudest love song rock and roll has ever known.
Stop it, Ozzy. You know, I think I'm going to put this plastic pack on my head. Go on.
The smell of success.
No one likes to go to the dentist, and when it was Ozzy's turn, he made sure the gas was turned on to max.
Get the nitrous going.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing coming out.
We got the special Ozzy level.